Alright. So, let's jump right in. This is a recording of the playtesting of my Cryhavoc rules. That's up to version 0.92. Completely random. Is mainly testing balance of the point system. That's going to take quite a few attempts to know if it's remotely balanced. Battles are completely randomly generated. All three map stacked horizontal map layout, and then side A comes from the top, side B comes on from the bottom, meeting engagement style. Once either side establishes any good order unit on the middle map, if they are the only side to have any good order units on the middle map for 5 turns, the game ends at that point in victory for them. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. So what that does is it forces the slower side to get to the middle map before they run out of time, if the faster side gets there first, right off the bat. And it also creates a situation where they can't just stay out of missile range indefinitely in like some sort of standoff. If that was what they would choose to do, they would be giving up the ground. You wouldn't have a battle to fight. So in this particular engagement, I rolled up the Crusader counter set, which is interesting in the Vassal module because it doesn't have the siege copies except for Longbowmen. All it has are the mounted sergeants, Longbowmen, Turcopoles, and clerics, and then armored shortbowmen and armored crossbowmen, which it makes it hard to historically rationalize, but that's not what this is about. So anyway, in their side generation, they rolled mounted sergeants and foot sergeants, no Turcopoles, and they're a rank 4 troop, mounted and foot were both checked. They failed both of those, so they don't have what would typically be at least a semblance of the main body of a group. They did roll Longbowmen and clerics, and then extra Longbowmen. So that's all they have: Longbowmen, clerics, and 5 sergeants, 2 mounted and 3 in the back. They've got heavy armor, so their speed is 4, which means the foot sergeants are going to be bringing up the rear. So they've rushed through their map to get to the north side of the village. Their opponents are the Humanoids and the Dragon Nor, or Dark Blades, counter set. And they rolled, as you can see, a good spread. Unarmored orcs, goblins, dwarves, and 2 officers. So they've got the 2 leaders both mounted, and then they did roll for they rolled a volunteer leader, which would be this armored orc. They count as sergeants, basically. So they've got the 3 leaders, 2 mounted, 1 foot. This side has 5 leaders, 2 mounted, 3 foot. No infantry of any kind. Lots of Longbowmen. It's probably going to be a slaughter, but I really don't know. So where I left off, I was ready for side B, phase 1. So side A has had their 3 turns or whatever it took them to get down here onto the map. The timer starts now. Side B is about to enter the center map. Also, need to start already looking for lines of sight. The village is elevated and has all these trees, so and then it's hard to shoot into or out of at length. However, there might be a shot over here. So I'm going to start for their first fire. I'm going to start testing line of sight right off the bat. Testing line of sight from the center of the target to wherever that's at least past halfway on the shooter hex, wherever in that hex he wants. And even if I lean it against that target, even if I lean it over here, I am going through that slope, which means an elevation difference, which means the higher elevated person, and it's also actually going through that tree depiction. But if the tree was not a factor, the higher elevated is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hexes from the slope, and the lower elevation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're blind to each other. The higher elevation has to be as closer to the slope. As the lower. So that one's blocked. I allow myself one mulligan on light of sight checks per side, per phase. That means if I check another one and anywhere on the map and that one was also blocked, then that's it, which forces me to focus on the ones that are obvious and keep play moving along instead of just checking every possible line of sight every single phase. So because this one was barely blocked, I'm gonna assume this one probably is good. I'm gonna go ahead and use it for my second check to the crossbowman. And yeah, it's clear of the slope, clear of the tree, clear of crossing that slope. So that's a range 18, considered equal elevation because it didn't actually cross any slopes. Crossbow has, for the weapon table I'm currently using, it has a short range of 15. So 18 is in the medium range category. Crossbow's a -2 weapon. Longbow's -1, shortbows are 0. So this is a net -1 on the shot. And so here we go. That's a 3, which means he wounds Alan. Put him in a wounded state. We're going to mark him as fired to remind me that I can't move him. And now, since I resolved that shot, I can't allocate any more against him this phase because they have to be all allocated and simultaneous. Which means I missed out on a shortbow shot probably against him. And I don't see any other possible targets because intervening characters have to be closer to the arcing shots that are going over them than the target. So, yeah, I missed out. So that's it for their firing movement. Alright. Let's see. Even the goblins aren't particularly afraid now. They don't have a leader amongst them. 2, 4, 6, 8. So they're just going to try to close the gap to the longbows as quickly as they can. These are level 2 leaders. These, both of them mounted. The orcs. Which means they cast a command radius of 4. And he is going to want them to engage. Goblins are 2s. Which means they won't even engage. Like, they won't engage anybody without having to pass an initiative check, which they're almost guaranteed to fail. Or being commanded to. So he's going to stay within range to be able to tell them to engage next turn. And over here 4, 5, 6. They're just going to advance. They're going to try to advance through the cover of the village itself. Bond Ogres have a rank of 4, which is on par with the regular spearmen. It is superior to longbowmen, so they will be able to engage them at will throughout the entirety of the fight without command control. Let's see, I probably will get a second shot possible, so I'm going to go 1, 2, let's see, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And that's it for their movement. The only one possible second shot would be the short bowman, and he'll try to draw a line of fire to Alwyn, the wounded longbowman. And range 16 for a short bow is medium range. So it's +1, and it's a miss. That ends the monster's turn. Mark the movement. I'm going to unmark this fire. And it is the Crusaders' turn. Alright, now, first fire. This goblin. Yep. To that longbowman. It's the only shot on that side. I'll go ahead and resolve it. That's a range of 10, so that's short range. -1 is the net modifier. It's a 4, which means he has to retreat 2, and he can. Then over here, return fire. Okay. So both of those longbowmen can. Now this is medium range for the longbow, which means the guys in the back can arc. It's +1 per, per shooting over an intervening character, but all 4 of them will shoot at that short bowman. It's going to be medium range, so it's going to be a net modifier of 0 for this one, a net modifier of +2 for the wounded one, and a net modifier of +1s for the ones in the back shooting over somebody. So I'll go 0, 2, +1, +1. All 4 are considered simultaneous. So there's the 0, here's the 2, it's a retreat, then the +1s is 1 more retreat, so he has to retreat 4. So that's it for their first fire. And movement. Now, longbowmen can't shoot if they move. They can if they don't. So let's see. Oops, didn't mean to move him. All 4 of them will stay stationary to look for more shots. 2, 4, 6, 8. We'll run around here. 7. And Those clerics will advance there. Over here, clerics are considered civilians, so they've got a rank of 1, which should make this interesting. 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 4 to go through a window. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. We'll go there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 6, 7. So they will pour through the windows, trying to get to position before the engagement happens. There's a guy moving from the front hex. I'm just going to move it around and then reorient him when I'm done moving him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, we'll go over there. Sergeant Baldwin. Let's see, you can't go. Entering the half hex sides is considered leaving the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll hold there. And then, oops, I'm going to hit the undo tool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my hand slipped there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and clear the movements because I remember I've got the 4 shots. I've got the same shots, basically, that I took on the first fire phase for the second fire phase. Over here, it'll be this goblin. It'll be the target of him. Range 11 is short range, so this is a -1 shot. 2 is a wound, so we decrease him to wounded status. And then against the crossbowman now over here. Check these lines of fire. It is okay, so that's going to cross the slope for the ones on the left, but not the ones on the right. So the wounded one and the man behind him have lines of fire, which they will exercise. It's medium range. So wounded medium is +3 for Alwyn, and medium with intervening is a +2. So it's a +3 and a +2 net modifier. With the weapon modifier, though, it's actually a +2 and a +1 net modifier. So that's a 4 and a 4. So he has to retreat 4. And that's it. That's the end of their turn. It is the Humanoids' turn. First fire phase. I'm going to see if their crossbowman back here got backed up far enough to shoot the ones across. Well, he'll just shoot. Now this would be medium cover to shoot him across on the slopex side from across the slopex side. So that's not a very viable shot. But this one, pure and simple, straight line of sight. Oh no, it crosses that hex side, but now he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hexes from the slope. And that's an 03 to a 13, which means he's 10. So now he's lower. He's lower. He's far enough away from the slope on the lower grounds to fire across the slope. Firing up one elevation adds 3 to the range, so a range of 22 becomes a range of 25. It's medium still, barely. And so that reduces his -2 to a -1 shot against the wounded longbowman. And it's a miss. And the short bowman, I'm going to see if he's got a shot at Gwyn. From the center of the target hex to wherever in the shooter's hex we want. Range of 20, and yeah, he does. So, and that's not uphill because it doesn't cross the slope hex sides. I'm going to just keep it simple like that. So that's medium range for a short bow is a net +1 shot. And it's a miss. And that's it. So now they move. Alright, all of them are considered in a continuous, they're all, well, first of all, they're all within the radius, command radius. Even if only one of them was, they all are. As long as when they move, they can connect a continuous chain of in-command characters to the command radius of the leader. Alright, so, and that is pertinent because they are going to, they're actually not in range to engage anybody anyway. They would if they could. So, what to do? What to do? Move there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6. I'll stay there. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can shoot. And the leader will go there. Let's see, over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And he's in black cover. He's going to go to here. And the dwarves. They're rank 6, so the only ones they'll need to command or control or initiative checks to attack and melee are the sergeants. Alright. That's all the movement. Second shot, the short bowman over here, the goblin short bowman. Brave short bowman. Wants to try this shot right there. That is range 10. And unimpeded, so it's a no modifier. It's a range 10 shot. Miss. And he only moved half down there. He doesn't have a very viable shot though, but might as well try it, because if he can back him off the slope, it'll take away his shot. So it's medium range, and at medium cover is a +3. And missed by a mile. So that is it for the humanoid turn. Back to the Crusaders. As things are shaping up here, the scramble for control of the village. First shots. Higher elevation has to be closer to the slope. None of these are closer to the slope from them. Alwyn will return the favor. It's going to be a close range, so -1 shot for him, and he missed. Over here, if we go from the center to the very corner, no, it's obstructed completely. If he was here, he could trace a line of fire, but it would be medium cover. Matthew poking his head out the door way over here, though. See, I'm going to pixel hunt the center of that. Yeah, he absolutely does. Now, since that goes through a hex like this to enter his hex, that's considered medium cover. It's as if he's just hugging the wall. So it's a net +1 shot. And it's a miss. Over here on the eastern side. Okay, how many people are going to shoot him? Matthew can. That's a medium cover. And he cannot, because it crosses this slope in a way that the lower is closer to the slope. He can, so that's close range medium cover. He cannot because of the tree. So 2 shots at that crossbowman in medium cover. Close range is a net +1 shot for both. 2 of them. 5 makes him retreat 2. And he will retreat 2 to there. And he can't get shot at again this phase. Now, the 2 that hadn't, or the 3 in the front that hadn't shot yet, they might still have other shots. Like this crossbowman, for example. No, that's through the tree depiction, just ever so barely, but it is. So it's blocked for him, and the other one is going to be way blocked. No, it's not. No, it is lower because because the lower target is closer to that slope. So the lower character is closer to the slope, which means it's blocked. However, this guy, one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, he's closer to the slope, so he's blocked over there too. That's two that are blocked, which means I'm done. Movement. Well, Sergeant Baldwin is not going to let this get out of hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 4 hexes in a straight line, essentially. He's going to charge 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to charge this goblin. Now, when he announces that charge, here's the interesting thing. 1, 2. When he's 2 hexes into the charge movement, actually, when he announced the charge, Shaman is eligible for a counter charge and will. So they'll meet in the middle right there, and that is a charge and counter charge situation. So the Crusaders can continue their movement. Jeffrey, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Although the reason he's allowed to do that is because he is advancing to engage into a hex that would be an engagement with somebody that's already engaged. So he can, even though he wouldn't be able to engage this goblin if it was just him and the goblin without passing an initiative check. You can always engage somebody that's already engaged. Although, no. All right. In hindsight, no. You know what? He would need command control to go there to engage a new character. So no. If he's going to help there with this already engaged character, it doesn't matter who else is over here. Okay. I'll end 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then over here. Now, to engage, if they wanted to engage this goblin here, it would have to be somebody superior to the 2. Unarmored bowmen are a 3, so they can without command control. If they wanted to come and rush him, then that's what they're going to do. And then, these longbowmen will go out and just move like that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They'll continue to pour in through this doorway. 2, 6, 7, 8. We'll do that. And over here. We'll do that. So there are no second shots. Charges have to be resolved first. So, and there's a charge and a countercharge situation, which means they both roll. And are considered simultaneous, even if somebody's helping the chargers, or even if there are other combatants assisting, which can happen. So, Sergeant Baldwin and all three of them will contribute. So it's 25, 30 points to 6. Actually, Sergeant Baldwin's 30 by himself because he's charging. So 30 plus 10 is 40. 6 to 1 now. 7 to 1 for ganging up. 8 to 1. Or no, 7 to 1 for ganging up. Normally attacking mounted would be a reduction. So once it's a 1-step reduction or a 1-column shift if you don't have a pole arm, and a 1-column shift if you aren't mounted, and they are both. Sergeant Baldwin is both. So in other words, Sergeant Baldwin can attack mounted characters without a penalty. So it is 7 to 1 net modifier. Against the shaman, who cannot retreat. So that was probably ill-advised. A 5, 2 under the roll is a defender wounded. Horse okay. So he's wounded in the action. Now he got to attack with his 9. Which is a 13 against Sergeant Baldwin. Without help, 13 to 8 is 1 to 1, and 1 to 2 for attacking a mounted character without a pole arm, and, well, 1 to 0. 1 to negative 1 for attacking, 1 to 0. So anyway, so his net attack odds are 0, and which means if he rolls a 1 or a 2, actually nothing can happen because charging characters ignore retreat results unless they're going up against a pole arm. A 6 is 6 above the odds number. Has no effect at all, aside from the fact that he saved the life of the Goblin Shortbowman. But he's going to die for it. That was stupid. I just wanted to see a countercharge, I think. Okay. Charging and countercharging always is automatic. You don't have to make initiative checks or anything. Part of being cavalry. Okay. Over here. Alwyn and Matthew have 12 points to this goblin's 2. 6 to 1, 7 to 1 because there's ganging up, no other modifiers. A 4, 3 under the target is a wound. If he was mounted, they would kill his horse. And that's it. That's all they've got going on. And with that, I'm going to pause. When I resume, it will be side B, phase 1.